what we then tried to do was to do, and what Alison did, was to run a quick ANOVA test and to figure out what the effect of school affiliation would have on that average score. And it looks as though there is a statistically significant effect of which school you're in, which is not really surprising considering that at least one of the schools had a really low score. So we're, I think, good on that for now. And in particular, with the post hoc Tukey test that she ran, she also found that there were statistically significant differences between our business school and the other schools. And actually, with the School of Music, I suppose because our numbers were so small, there didn't seem to be a big statistical difference, which is sort of counterintuitive. But then we went on and kicked this up one more level, and we wanted to find out, just out of these 195 students that had responded, had gotten all of the 5 questions correct. And here we see that we had a grand total of 25 students that got everything right. Out of those, happily for us, 10 of them were in the School of Business. So, but you know, I have to tell you that I think that a contributing reason for this is that this business school at Ithaca College is one of the few business schools, I think, who allows non-business majors to take their courses. So we have a very advanced Excel course, for example, that I have had many students from School of Music, the Park School of Communication, and I think that you have a really good smattering of students throughout the student body who have studied some of the relevant concepts. One of the things that's really problematic for us, obviously Alka and I being women, is that out of the 25 students who had everything correct, there were 2 that had everything correct. And that's pretty disheartening. And so we have absolutely no idea how we are going to wind up dealing with that. We had, so obviously, gender differences being significant. Why don't we just go? All right, we'll just keep looking because that one's really obvious. So there you go. Our gender differences are pretty abysmal. And then we went on to the GPA, and there again, it was pretty uncontroversial that that among the 25 perfect students, the ones with the high GPAs were going to be represented more than the others. But it's pretty amazing that we actually got some respondents whose GPA was self-reported at a 2. This is self-reported at under a 2.0, and they're seniors. Okay, right?
Yes,
Yes. So there were many moments of trepidation among us. All right, can I? So there you go, and those are just the raw figures of those bar graphs. Now, the respondents were also asked some demographic questions, some of which have already appeared. Their GPA, their gender, their school affiliation, but that actually wasn't all because we also had a multi-part question that asked about their background and to some extent how they feel about their own finances. Were you going to come back?
I'm ready to go to this.
Oh, okay, fine. So let's just maybe go through these really, really quickly. First of all, we do have about 13% of our students who are the first in their families to go to college. And remember, this is a private school. This is not like Hootie and Sooty, where it's relatively inexpensive. So that was kind of interesting. Also, there are students who are the first generation to be in the United States and to have been born here. So we've got those. They do self-report, at least a third of them being comfortable with managing money, but 2/3 not being comfortable is really not wonderful as seniors. You can see here the number that are graduating with student loans, which sometimes are very significant when you are considering that their entire tuition and room and board and fees load is what, 60,000 something in that order. So we're talking about very high debts. So, go ahead.
Sorry. All right, so where do we go from here? We of course want to repeat this survey again at local level, but we are also going to talk to a few other institutions which are maybe comparable to us or maybe a little bit larger than us, and repeat that in the next year or two and kind of consolidate. But more importantly, what do we do? One idea, as always, I feel that young people are not going to choose to take a class if somebody is not telling them it's important, right? So we have to have a requirement, 3-credit course, hopefully in their senior year, because as freshmen, it really doesn't make sense to them. So as graduating seniors, make it a graduation requirement for each school. And they cannot graduate until they pass the personal finance or personal financial planning class. Now I know that we have a dean amongst us, and I know the dollar signs are flashing here, we need to hire. so many times we can start with a 0 credit requirement, right? So that we can offer classes that are maybe geared towards their level. So 18-year-olds just manage the budget. And as you go into 22-year-olds, maybe bring in more retirement and other things, health insurance, which may disappear sooner than later here, I don't know. So those might be geared. And the other thing can be just optional. I don't see much success in that, like attend if you like. But we can continue to offer workshops, which we already do, but actually our staff members attend those rather than students. And most of the staff members who choose to attend these workshops already know a lot. I gave one, and I thought they knew more than me, so that was very scary, because they're really, really interested in learning more about managing money, but not too many students were present at those workshops. So that's it. Any questions?
Any questions? Do you all classes in personal finance?
Yes, we do.
You do?
Yeah, I'm teaching one right now, which is only for non-business majors, but we also offer one at the 200 level for the business majors.
How many sections?
For the personal finance, it's funded by donors, so we try to offer one section per semester. We are a small school. And for the personal financial planning, we offer one section every semester. Very popular elective, very popular. So there's interest for sure. Yes?
Just a comment really. So the college I'm at, College of Staten Island, part of CUNY, a colleague of mine, he's trying to get a course in 111 Finance as a core course for undergraduates to select through Faculty Senate. And so far, no luck.
I tried that several years ago too, and absolutely no positive reception from anybody. They will emphasize.
But I think that, let me hazard a suggestion that it may be nothing more than the name of that course. You see the name finance, and right away it's, I have to read the Wall Street Journal, all the stock stuff. And so I think a lot of it has to do with the sexiness of the course, because you have to be able to tell students what that's actually about. It's not that you're going to learn stuff like econometrics and how to work out the stock prices and IPOs and so on, but that it has to do with their ability to make really good choices about how they're going to be dealing with their small resources.
Yeah, and their loans and their it's called Personal Finance 101, and that's exactly what it's for, to help the students so that they can manage their money better and learn it early on.
And I have to kind of respond. She may remember my department, Finance and International Business, consists of almost all immigrant, or consisted of all international students who came and got PhDs here. And we love long names. So what do we call our personal finance course for the business majors? Not something fun with money or whatever sexy name one can come up with. I actually consulted my daughter. I don't remember the names. She's in advertising, and I said, what could make this kick? And my department colleagues chose personal financial planning and wealth management. Every course
short.
It doesn't even fit in our computer system. So we have to try. Any other questions? I'm keeping you away from soup.
So have you just simply tried money management 101?
Yeah, no, we haven't because my department didn't support all these interesting names that my daughter came up with. I can try again.
But I also should add, that in our School of Business at the sophomore level, all students have a requirement that they must take a course in business analytics, a lot of which is really devoted toward accelerating any knowledge they might have about Excel, and at the end of the semester they get certified, Microsoft certified. And since we're teaching all of this stuff, we've also oftentimes opted to use as homeworks and illustrative examples issues that they in fact are dealing with, such as you want to buy a car. If I ask my student, what's the first car you're going to buy as soon as you graduate, it's almost invariably a 5 Series BMW. And I say, you know how much they cost? Okay, that's like 65 grand. How are you going to pay for that? Oh, it's not a problem. I've looked it up. It's like a 7-year loan. My monthly payment's only
Your business students, right? Profile, they're business students, I guess.
Oh, yeah, but a lot of them in marketing, and so they don't necessarily are going to get
Making money, right?
$300,000 jobs. And we really try to impress on them how their resources will be drained and how many things will not be possible for them if they make a choice like that at the age of 23 on their first job.
All right, well, one last question, and then we'll
And
the
you talked
certificate.
about with society, with these young people now, it's like you're saying, okay, we're doing all this, and I will get a job for $300,000. When I went to do my master's in, in business, my professor said, okay, you're not going to get a job for $300,000. So, but maybe 70, 60, and this is a shame that they have lost the 101 children in financing, how to balance their checkbook, because it's not a checkbook anymore, everything is internet. But balancing their checkbook and having that great thing is very important. They've lost the fundamentals of 101.
Well, I always get really depressed when I hear students saying, okay, my generation has to give up on home ownership. It will never be possible for us. Well, it is in some areas of the country a lot more difficult. That's certainly true objectively, but on the other hand, some of it has to do with whether or not you need to have the instant gratification of having an expensive condo immediately. And if you look at the house hunters, and you've got 25-year-olds who don't want to buy a house because it doesn't have granite countertops. You're really fighting against a mindset as well.
Thank you very much.